Tonight, you guys, in each of the first two sets at least, you guys got off the early leads, gave yourself a cushion. How important is that to get off those early leads and kind of set yourself apart?
If you take the momentum from the other team, it's really easy to get them down. So then, like when you make points, it's easy mistakes on them. So it's good that we capitalize on that.
Every team wants that, but that's your biggest motivation to continue on. Once you get a comfortable lead, even 2-3 points, when the momentum's on your side, fans get behind you, your team gets a little bit more pumped up, and it's when you get into that comfortable mode of continuing to keep that lead right there, the play becomes easier.
Knowing Jessup's a rival school and knowing their record right now is 1-20, did you guys approach this game any differently than the other games?
We took this more precautiously. You never count out a team who's 1-18, won in anything. I myself are in more fear of a team that has a losing record than is 16-0. You know what they're going to bring. When a team's down in your standings, regardless of where they are at, they become a threat. Their back's up against the wall. And we've been put into that position as well when we came back from Oregon. You know, I think we were 0-7 when we started the conference. With talking with some of the other coaches, yes, they know that Simpson becomes a threat at that point when you're 0-anything.
Okay. So tonight, like we said, they were 1-21. A lot of times you could play down to a team's level too. You guys, I feel like, did a great job of not doing that. Made very little unforced errors. What is the biggest reason for that?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think we formed a really good family. We, during warm-ups, like, that's our biggest thing. Like, we try and say, you know, during warm-ups, that's when we need to go out. That's when we need to do everything. And I think this game, since we did have the fans there, we were mentally prepared. We were actually having fun, and I think that was the biggest thing. Just because when we do have fun, when everything's kind of in place, we tend to just fall right into that, and I think that we play 100% better than if we didn't have any of those.
Defensively, missing Jazz for the libero spot. Talk about how you guys used whoever to replace her and how you did defensively protecting the net and out of bounds.
Well, I know, like, as a player, you really get used to having people in their certain positions, but I feel like our team is really adaptable, and we have multiple people that can go into multiple spots. So, I mean, it was sad not having her on the court with us, but I believe that we practice with multiple people in multiple spots for cases like this.
Defensively, with this team, we have about 2 people that can go in any given spot at any given time. Michelle jumping into Jasmine's spot it didn't take that long to figure out who was going to take that spot. Because we practice in those positions, I want to make sure that we have multiplayer athletes. If you're just an outside hitter and we happen to need a spot filled in the defensively and you don't have anyone that can jump in, it hurts the team. Michelle's played, you know, I know that I could count on her to play every position out there. So it's unfortunate that we have injuries on our team, but as a coach, you have to prepare for that and make sure that you have someone that can step in at a moment's notice. And Michelle did a great job tonight on that.
In the third set, Jessup kind of got off to a good start. They kind of changed the momentum, got off to a 9-5 lead. And then you guys called a timeout. In that timeout, what adjustments did you guys make? Because then you guys went on to win, I think, 13 points in a row.
What we basically did, we just really focused on, like, minimizing our errors, like really getting it together, like taking a deep breath, like just kind of stepping back from the situation. We were kind of all in a little bit of a panic mode, and like some girls that just had gone out there weren't really warmed up yet, but we just talked about it, and we just like took a deep breath and went back out there and just played our game.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm just personally, it was fun to go out there and kind of score those points for the team. Just kind of how Audrey was saying. Some of the girls, like, they have played with us before and they're awesome, but of course, like, it's that nervous. I mean, I was nervous before the game. It's that little nervous jump that they kind of need to get a little bit of confidence with them. And so I thought, you know, maybe if I go out there, try my hardest, try and get these points off my serve, then it'll make them feel better, and it'll give us a lot of leading points and whatnot, and so that will help us as a team, which it ended up doing.
You know, we had a couple players that still working with, not quite to the caliber where I want them to play at, but I knew that we were going to get them in tonight. I had confidence with our starting rotation that we'd be able to take the first 2 sets, so that I would have that comfortable cushion to play some other players. Megan Edwards as a libero. We practice. We don't have very many times that we can actually get her into a game. I had confidence in her, but she was beyond nervous. Brittany Myers, another one, just completely nervous. But you know, I have that faith in every last one of these athletes. So Jessup getting that early lead, they should have. Anytime you're going to bring 2 players in off the court, which a lot of coaches, we know who's been in, we know who's not been in. So when Coach looked over and saw the lineup, she knew that she had the advantage. What she didn't count on was that we're a very strong family, and it took us a little bit of time. And with the girls, I don't know if you've noticed it, but if you go take a look at the tape, you'll see they gave each other a look and said, "Look, let's tighten this up." And you know, it was Simpson Red Hawk volleyball after that.
So talking about the third set, you guys already won the first 2. Audrey, you led with kills with 12, and Michelle with aces, and you went on that little run, the 13-point run, I think you said 13. Yeah. So talk about like when you guys looked at each other and said, "Hey, we're gonna do this." Like talk about the offensive approach that you guys finished the game out with.
Well, I know as an offensive player, I just really was trying to focus on like capitalizing on my attacks. So whatever, if I knew that our defense was kind of working on getting a good pass, so I knew that whatever was coming to me, like I had to really work on putting it away. So I was just trying to be a smarter hitter.
And then I think just defensive-wise, kind of the same thing where I was in a different position that third game, so I had a little bit more that I needed to do, and so us just trying to figure out where we were, just trying to get the best pass that we possibly could to help Audrey and all of our offensive hitters, that we could just, you know, try and win in the amount of time that we did, so.
With tonight's win, you guys now have a little 2-game winning streak going. What are your goals to close out the season?
Well, we're going to win it out. I mean, that's not even an option. I talked quite a bit with some of the other coaches in our conference, and they expect us to win the rest of our. We have 4 more games left. At this point, this is where I've wanted them to be from the day one. Is that complete unity. I can't see anybody even getting in our way at this point. It's when you get to this level, you never want to give that up, never. And it's taken a little bit of time, but it's happened. You know, God works in mysterious ways. And tonight, with another good win like this, Saturday's going to be a great game. But I don't see a reason why we can't win the rest of this out and put us in very good standing come playoff time.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.